And just checking into sensations. How do the hands feel? How do the feet feel this morning? The yoga is about being very mindful and present. It's less about doing or changing. And we feel and listen to the body in the moment as it is. Check into the neck. You may like to move the head from side to side slowly, just to release and unwind any holding. If it's not too cold, you may like to turn open your palms, or even choose to reach above you, just to energize and to open the chest and the lungs. Check into the lower back. Feel that the glutes and the lower back feel free and balanced. And you may like to hold on to the elbows. That could be an option. And just holding the elbows above your head. So throughout the practice, I'll give us the opportunity to explore different options. And just notice how the body feels. Notice how the breath flows. So the body grounds us into very much being present. Notice how the body is very solid and very stable, very consistent. Where you'd notice the mind is very dynamic, it's very beautiful, it's quick to change, it's very light. So throughout the practice, feel how the body and the mind balance each other. And before we begin, if you feel comfortable to softly sigh the breath out, a gentle sigh through the mouth can be quite relaxing to the muscles and the joints, any stress in the body. So slow, soft exhalation through the mouth, a soft sigh. And let us energize the lungs and the chest. May expand as you breathe in. And you may feel the diaphragm, your abdominals relaxing as you breathe out. Enjoy feeling the flow of the breath through the body. Feel how the body responds to the breath. And you may like to bring your hands to the center of your chest, just to make a connection between your hands and your heart. You can fold your palms or seal your palms together. Mindfulness is guided by intention. So let's take moments to set an intention for well-being. We set an intention for our loved ones. And the highest intention of yoga is the hope that all beings can be free of suffering, all beings can be peaceful. And take time to set an intention that's close to your heart. You can begin slowly just awakening the body by stretching and yawning. You stretch out your legs and your arms. Just quite naturally expand and relax. Yawn and stretch. And I'll invite us a few moments on the side of the body. So just to lay quite rested and lay on your side a few moments. Yeah, and then as you're ready, come up nice and gently. Go nice and slowly to seated. Bueno. So welcome everybody. Buenos dias. And acknowledging we're all here. We got out of bed to be here. So good. I'm excited to share. It's quite an energizing set. We're going to work on warming up the shoulders and opening up the lungs and the chest. If there's anything, those that joined us, anything you'd like to mention or focus on, just feel free to let us know how you're feeling. And we're going to start seated with a few movements to warm up the shoulders. So you may like to sit on the bolster. It's a nice way to start just relaxing into the hips. It's an option to sit up. And you may feel the lower spine really open and extended. With an exhalation, you can turn open palms. With an inhalation, we can rise and reach. And let your body, your breath guide you. So exhaling as you center. And inhaling as you open. You can choose to go wide. You can choose to go a little closer. See what makes the shoulders feel open and relaxed. And once you feel ready to pause, you can take a reach. You can go a little wider than your shoulders. You can choose to link your thumbs or the palms of your hands. That feels good. Or an option to keep a more open reach. Just invite space, invite the shoulders to open, to warm up. Exhaling to ground hands. With the in-breath, you could energize your spine to lift, almost arching like a back extension. How does it feel to raise your eyes? And then exhaling to gently lead with the heart open into the fold. Just remembering it's all about alignment. It's less about doing or stretching the body. Can you keep the heart open, the spine and the breath aligned? And just create room to relax. Relax the shoulders, the neck, the face. You can choose to go side to side, over to the right side, to lengthen. Or to the opposite side when you're ready, when the body calls you. It's always nice to invite an inhalation as you open and lift. And exhalation can help to relax and just to unwind any holding in the joints, the muscles. And slowly find your center. You can inhale as you're ready to center. And exhaling. I'll invite us to change the fold of the legs. And we'll just move gently with the breath, inhaling to reach and to rise up. Exhaling to center. So let your breath guide you, follow your rhythm. Notice the quality and the texture of the breath. Notice how we feel this morning. And mindfulness is to be present without any judgment. So choose to reserve any labels or judgment. Enjoy this time to notice how the body feels. When you're ready to raise and reach your arms, even this very simple practice, it's not easy, but it really creates space in the spine, almost decompressing, moving against gravity as you reach up, or you can reach open. Really energize your arms to open the spine. Can you relax the shoulders, relax the face? You can actually notice how it feels to get the shoulder blades to go up when the hands are above the shoulders. And exhaling when you're ready to ground, follow your breath down. Inhale to open the spine and to arch. How does it feel to raise your eyes? And then follow your breath out into the fold. So our main focus is the shoulders and the heart. So really feel the shoulders giving strength and openness to the lungs, the front of your chest. So it's good. And you allow the head and the heart to take moments to rest, to release. And then inhaling as you're ready to rise up. And I'll invite us onto our knees. We'll do one more shoulder warm-up. And I could even invite us to take some support. So you can at first place 2 blocks between your feet. And this will give a lot of space in the knee joints. You kind of like sit between the feet. You can also choose to sit on the feet. That's an option as well. They're 2 similar poses. So just find a comfortable position on your knees. How does it feel to press your feet down? And can you begin to raise up your chest? And invite the shoulders and the elbows to release back. With an exhalation, interlacing the fingers into an open palms. And then inhaling to rise up and reach. Exhale as you lower the hands. So follow your breath down on the exhale. And then rise up with the in-breath. So let the rhythm of your breath be your guide. And you energize the shoulders with the in-breath. And then just release any tension, release any holding in the neck and the shoulders as you let the breath go. And we can take moments to pause. So as you feel ready to gently hold the stretch, you can lengthen with the breath in. How does it feel to let your shoulders ascend? So your shoulder blades really lifting. And you can strengthen, feel the arms, the shoulders quite strong, quite active. And breathing out, you can release the hands with the breath out. I'll invite us just moments with the palms open. You can feel your hands are quite sensitive as you may like to relax your hands to the thighs. And you invite the same openness into the chest, into the lungs. And you feel the lungs also very receptive and open like the palms of the hands. And to counter stretch, I'll invite us, you can just set the supports aside. See that you got enough space to sit back with the toes down. And as you feel ready, you can start to lengthen through the sides of your body, just creating space. And how does it feel to spread your palms nice and wide? You want to get a good grip on the mat. And just feel the earth beneath the palms, bringing strength into the shoulders. And you allow the head and the heart to deeply rest. It's good. And as you feel ready to raise the hips, it's an option. You can even stay with the knees down. It feels quite nice and more quiet there. So you can choose to stay with the knees and the head down, or it's an option to raise your hips. Just see what pose feels good for you in the moment. You can raise your hips through dog pose down. And just explore a bit of movement. You can start to bend and straighten your legs. Just feeling down through the calves and the hamstrings. Check into the lower back as we move gently. And then I'll invite us to step slowly ahead. So you can gaze gently forward. And take your feet nice and wide if it feels comfortable. It'll create a lot of space for the hamstrings and the spine to open. And at first, I can invite us into a back extension. So you can inhale and raise up onto the shins. And like a back extension, open up the heart, open up the front of the spine. Let's take a few. It's quite energizing and warming as we move through this back extension. And I can invite us two options. You can place your hands, your thumbs onto your sacrum, your lower back, or you may like to interlace your fingers to open and to relax the neck. So the palms of the hands will face towards you. See that your wrists are open and relaxed. Or you can keep your thumbs onto your lower back. Those are options that you can explore. And lead with your heart first into the fold. As you're ready, exhaling, allow your heart, your chest to lead the way forward and the head to rest. And you find your strength through the mounds of the feet. So how does it feel to raise your toes? Root down through the mounds of your feet and your heels. And can you allow your head to completely release? Just releasing any tension in the neck, in the shoulders, upper back. And then with the next exhalation, you can release your palms to your waist, supporting your lower back. And then inhale as you're ready to rise up. You'll come up nice and slowly. You can choose to reach your palms. You can go open or you can go more centered. And then exhaling, hands to the center. Okay, hope everybody's warming up, waking up gently. Everybody's comfortable. Bien. And for the next practice, we'll work with the length of the mat. So I can invite us to face towards the center of the templo. So those that are on that side could face inwards. On that side, you can face inwards. We'll begin in montaña. Just a nice feeling of balance in your feet. You can find your center. How does it feel to soften your knees? And you can face with the length of the mat. So we'll take a nice open stance when you're ready. And we begin with the feet facing forward. How does that feel? And let us reach out into the fingertips, really energizing your biceps and your triceps. Feel how the arms and the shoulders really are connected, even to the chest and the lungs. I'm going to invite us to turn to the mountain. So you can turn your whole front leg towards the mountain. A small angle of your back foot for strength. And then breathing into center. The backhand we can ground. And I'll invite us to lengthen. You can breathe in and lengthen through the sides of the body. When you're ready to exhale, follow your breath down. Just keep embodying that length in the sides. It can be nice to reach to the top of your shin. How does it feel to turn open your chest, turn open your lungs? A little one. And as we hold into the pose, you can notice your gaze just neutral. If there's any tension in your neck, you could choose to look down. How does that feel for you? And as we hold the pose, it's quite dynamic. So can you feel a little softness in your front knee and find your strength from the mounds of your feet? Can you energize the hips? Can you energize your shoulders to open? And lastly, in the vinyasa, if it's comfortable to raise your gaze, you can look up to the thumb tip. Feel the strength of the back leg will give you the stability in the pose. And then use your inhalation to rise up nice and slowly, inhaling. And on the same side, I'll invite us to settle into a gentle lunge, so exhaling. So you may need to adjust your stance. A nice form to feel out is your knee right above your ankle as you're lunging. So for warrior two, you can let your hips be quite relaxed. And can you invite your shoulders to the long edge of your mat? And then we'll move a little bit, inhaling and exhaling. You could place your hands onto your waist. I'll just show us from the side. It can help to really open your shoulders and strengthen the upper part of your back. Or an option to hold onto your wrists, hold onto your elbows. Just find a variation that strengthens and opens the shoulders. Allow your breath to guide you. Should warm up a little bit with the warrior poses. Exhale as you come down slowly. And then inhale as you center. Let your breath guide you. And then we'll do one more reach, so you can inhale and open. Can you find your strength on the back leg? And then slowly settle into warrior two as you exhale. Can you feel the shoulders drawing into the back, really to open up the chest and the lungs? It's good. And the gaze to your middle finger, that's the last focus of the vinyasa. The middle finger is our point of concentration. Then inhaling to center, and turn the feet forward. And just notice how it feels slightly to move your heels out, just very gently the heels out. You may feel more space in the lower back. And take your time to lengthen as you breathe in. And lift your chest gently. And then exhaling as you ready to come for our back extension. You can come halfway down. And you find a little softness in your knees, so we can strengthen down through the feet. And let us raise the elbows gently and the chest to arch the back. Feel the upper back getting nice and strong. Can you feel the length in the front of the body? It's good. You'd find here back extensions actually activate the spinal muscles, kind of energizing and warming. And let us go forward with that feeling of strength in the back of the body. Lead with your heart open. You can choose to ground your hands. That's a nice option. Or you can choose to keep your hands to your lower back. Can you allow the head, the neck, the shoulders to deeply release into the fold? Relaxing the head. Good. And let us settle into feeling. Less about doing. And let us bring all of our awareness to feeling, noticing sensations and the breath. And then inhale as you're ready to rise up halfway. It'd be nice stretch on the hands. You come up just halfway lifted. And I could invite us to bring the feet a little closer. Just for stability, you can exhale. And then inhale when you're ready to rise up. Follow your breath. And I'll invite us to Montagna, just to center, just to balance. And you can choose to step out or even lightly jump if it feels good on the joints. Just have a little softness in your knees. So you can step or jump out. Feel that your feet finding center. And let us energize the arms. Feel how the muscles really firm close to the bones. So energize the arms here. Good. Okay, we'll turn away from the mountain. So the whole front leg will do opposite just to balance. So we'll turn away from the mountain with the front leg. And feel a small angle of the back foot will give us good strength for the standing sequence. Inhale, you can lengthen and open the front of the body. And then follow that exhalation into triangle pose, exhaling. Then triangle is just a micro bend of the knee. And reaching on the top of the shin, you could notice just more space to turn your pelvis open. And you turn your chest and your lungs open, almost getting your spine towards the ceiling, nice and open. See that your gaze and your neck is neutral as you hold the pose. You can even look forward or look down. It'll take off any pressure on the neck as we feel, as we breathe into the pose. And then lastly in the vinyasa, start to look up, gazing at the thumb tip. Really energize your legs. Legs are active, legs are straight. And then use your inhalation to rise up nice and slowly. And then we'll settle into a bent leg variation. So warrior two, lunging as you exhale. And just take moments to check into your alignment. How does it feel to have your knee right above your ankle? You can feel here in warrior two, the hips are naturally open towards the front leg. Can you open your shoulders for warrior two with the long edge of the mat? So you can even reach your arms to get that feeling. The heart and the shoulders open with the long edge of the mat. And then we're going to move a little bit. You can again choose an arm variation. So you could, it's a nice way to open up and strengthen your shoulders with the hands on the lower back or your sacrum. You can hold onto your fingers or the elbows. You just find a variation that really energizes and opens the shoulders, relaxes the neck. And then lastly, we'll open the full reach of the arms. So inhaling and open to the long edge of your mat with the shoulders and settle down into the lunge. When you're ready, follow your breath. Let your breath guide you. And then lastly, our focus to the middle finger is our point of concentration. It's good. You can energize the core of the body as you activate your arms, activate your legs. Inhale to center. We'll come to Montagna, even a nice wider stance. We'll do a gentle fold. So you can softly bend your knees and then leaning forward with an open heart space and the lungs well open. For the recovery here, you can hold onto your elbows. That feels good. Just to release the spine and the shoulders to deeply rest. You can choose also to hold onto your shins. That feels good. And then slowly, I'll invite us to turn towards the shorter edge. You can actually turn towards the mountain side. And through lunging, will give us a nice distance for our dog pose. So how does it feel to spread your palms? Feel nice and grounded. And then as you feel ready, you can choose to raise your hips or dog pose down. If you feel for more of a restorative practice, you can ground onto the knees. Just gently let the hips settle back or head down hero. So those are the options. Just for moments to cool, to calm, to restore the body. And we can all take moments in head down hero. Once you've inverted the body, you can choose to ground your knees. Come down slowly on an exhalation. And just for a more relaxed option, you could choose to widen your elbows. It's a nice way to create more freedom and just decompress the neck and the shoulders. How does it feel to go wide with your elbows? Can you allow the head and the heart to release? You could choose a gentle twist. So if you wanted to turn over to your right corner of your mat as your center, just a very gentle twist to release the spine and the hips. Over to the one side for a few breaths. And twist over the opposite side when you're ready. Just follow your breath, your body to balance. A few breaths on the opposite side. That's good. Can you allow the head and the heart to take rest as you breathe gently? Feel how the breath energizes the shoulders and the heart. And then very gently find your center when you're ready. And I'm going to invite us to lay over a bolster. Even these are nice to do at home. If you don't have a bolster, you could use a blanket. But I'll just show us. It will be almost towards the bottom of your ribs, close to your diaphragm. You can feel the bolsters right at the bottom of your ribs. And even before we do anything, I'm going to invite us just to relax, okay? So you can rest your forehead, or you can choose to gaze to the side if that feels a good release for the neck and the upper back. This is like Shavasana, so our relaxation, just gently facing down. And we allow the spine to deeply release. To feel the bolsters in a comfortable position. You can turn your gaze in the opposite direction. You might like to feel the bolsters a little higher. It's almost above your belly button. It's above your navel, like close to the bottom of the ribs. And then I'll show us the position with the right arm in front of you. Can be a nice way to keep your shoulders lifted and level. So the right arm in front of you. And then very slowly you'd reach back for your ankle. If not to grab the foot, you can even just draw the foot up. That's an option. And you would want the thigh to stay rested down. It's called Bekasana, the frog. So here you'd bring the foot gently down alongside the body to feel a nice deep release in the quadricep. Good. You can energize your spine and your heart by inhaling and raising your chest gently with the support of your front hand. Feel your shoulders are level. Feel the hips are level. And just go gently the quadricep to release very slowly with the breath out. And then on the exhalation, you can gently release. A moment at center and just to rest. Release the spine completely. And approach the opposite side with freshness. You'd see each side of the body is different. Your left hand could support the front of your body. Your opposite leg to bend up gently. And feel that your knees are supported closer to the midline. And the foot you can gently draw down alongside the hip, alongside the body. So just a little bit wider than your hips. And how does it feel to raise your eye gaze? You can inhale and energize your heart and your spine to extend. It's actually quite an advanced back extension. It's preparing us for deeper back extensions. Can you just let the thigh gently release as you breathe out? It's good. And then release as well, very gradually and slowly. So you can exhale and slowly release. Take moments to relax your arms and your legs. So the whole core of the body, the pelvis, the spine, the heart can rest. Just a few moments. And then taking our gaze forward, we'll do a similar pose. They kind of work quite nicely together. This time I'm going to invite us just one at a time. Instead of bringing the foot close to the body, we're going to go opposite, pressing the foot away from the body to lift the chest. So it's a practice of Dhanurasana, the bow pose. You can use the leverage of your foot gently reaching back to lift, to open your spine, open your chest. More importantly, the yoga poses are there to open awareness. How does the body feel? How does the breath flow? You can even, for this variation, keep the thigh down and the knee down to the ground and focus on lifting the chest more. Decompressing the spine. How does it feel to raise your eyes gently? And then exhale on the way down, nice and slowly. A moment to completely release is equally as important as the active elements. When we deeply relax at center. And then as you feel ready to approach the opposite side, listen to your body. Take your time to bend up the opposite side. It's really good for the lower back and also the pelvis. So energize from your legs drawing back. And you gently lift the spine, the chest, even the gaze gently. Good. The lungs and the heart are well open. So let us feel into that space of the chest. Let us breathe and energize the lungs and the heart. And then exhaling, you can slowly unwind when you're ready to enjoy moments to rest. And I'll just offer us an opportunity to observe the practice. You can do it again with the bolster. So this is an option to lift the chest. So you can choose to do one at a time. You can choose to do both legs. You can even choose to do it without the bolster. The bolster will give you a nice lift. But just explore. See what feels good for your spine to open and to relax. It's nice to come up on an in-breath. So as you feel ready, inhale to energize your spine and your heart to lift. As you gently press your feet back, can you energize your shoulders? The back extensions are really getting into the upper part of your back. The shoulders, nice and strong. That's good. And how does it feel to raise your eyes gently? And then exhaling on the way down. And just slowly unwind. And take rest. You can gaze if it feels good to the side or to the center. Feel how the back bends kind of move awareness and also move any circulation or energy that's stagnant in the body. Feel nice and open. Feel gently energized. And as you feel ready to gaze forward, you can ground down through your knees and your feet and start to sit back, leading with your hips. So go nice and slowly. If it feels good to sit back, I'll even invite us to take the bolster lengthwise. It can be a nice way to support your abdomen and just take moments to rest your head. You can gently turn your gaze just to balance. Just enjoy breathing into the sides of the ribs. Feel how the back of the body is well open in this posture. And can you relax the neck, the shoulders? Can you feel the upper back nice and quiet and energized? And let us gently gaze forward when you feel ready. You can come to just counter stretching your legs. You can choose to do dog pose, just to counter stretch your legs. Ease out the hips and the spine gently. Begin with, how does the body feel? And then onto our knees. I will invite us to just a demonstration. I'll demonstrate the next back extension. And I'll just show us a variation. It's nice support with the blocks. I'll just show us very quickly before we do it together. It's called the east of the body stretch. It opens up the front of the body. The blocks will really help to open
the chest and strengthen the shoulders. So I'd invite us to keep the head forward, and at first just the knees bent. So you can really focus on relaxing and strengthening the shoulders. If you're comfortable, find a nice support with the blocks. And it's nice for the back extensions to come up with an in-breath. So as you feel ready to inhale, you can come up raising your hips. You can gaze down towards your navel. And can you draw the shoulder blades strongly into your back to lift your chest? Go nice and slowly. You can always explore different hand gestures. So if there's any pressure on the shoulder, you can turn your fingers out more. You can even turn your hands back. Make sure there's no pressure on the shoulder. So keep gazing forward and inhale. Can you let the heart be the highest part of the practice? To keep your neck quite neutral and relaxed, and focus on the shoulders. And then exhale on the way down. You're going to do one or two variations. You can choose to turn your fingers back. The blocks is a nice way really to strengthen the upper part of the back. Gives you a bit of contact, a bit of height. So this time you can try pointing your fingers away on the blocks as an option. And then when you're ready, inhale. So the neck is quite flexible. So I'd say, again, also to protect the neck, look gently forward. And just lift your armpits, lift your chest. Can you press down with your feet and get the pelvis to lift, the hips to lift? If it feels good, you can extend one leg at a time, keeping the heel grounded. And the chest is the height of the pose. Armpits and chest energized and open. And then exhale as you're ready on the way down. Take a moment to rest. Okay, you can explore. We've done different arm positions. So we'll do once more if you like, or you can rest. Just to balance out the sides if you want to inhale and raise up one last time. See that the neck is quite relaxed, so you can gaze softly forward. It'll also give you more strength to lift your chest, lift your armpits, very much relax the neck. You can keep both your feet grounded to keep your hips lifted, or you can choose to straighten out one leg. Make sure you ground that foot and feel the strength of the hips, the shoulders, and allow your hips to settle. A little strong, a little strong. So take a moment to gentle twist, just to ease out the spine and the shoulders. Take a few breaths on each side. Just ease out the body. And I'm going to invite us lastly, it wouldn't be complete without this, it's called Gomukhasana. It's called cow face pose in plain English, but it's really good for the shoulder mobility and strength. So there's options. I can show us the position of the legs. The simplest option is you can sit with the legs crossed. And I'll invite us even on the bolster that helps to lift and even energize your spine. How does it feel to just relax and release your shoulders back? Just inviting space into the collarbones, across the lungs, the chest. And with the right hand, we'll go nice and slowly into the pose. So turning the full inward rotation of your right hand from the shoulder. So it's a full inward rotation. And you can reach for the middle of your spine. You don't have to hold onto the hands. It doesn't matter how much the range. It's just to create space in the shoulders. So let us be aware of alignment here. The shoulder turns outwards. As much as you can, turn the palm out and open. And then inhale to lengthen. Exhale towards holding onto clothing. Doesn't necessarily have to be your fingertips. Can you invite space through the collarbones and the lungs? And let us notice that space with awareness, with breath. Can we breathe into the side ribs? Can we breathe into the collarbones? And then gently open and unwind as you exhale. I always like to say with this posture, yoga is not about knotting the body. It's actually about unknotting, okay? Getting rid of any tension and unknotting. It's not about knotting the body. So find a space. The opposite hand now goes inward. So you can release any tension from the shoulders. The top hand goes outwards fully. Use your breath in to create space and to unknot. To open. And just feel and breathe through the chest, the lungs. Even if it means creating a little bit more space, create a little bit more room. We're warming up for our relaxation. And then slowly unwinding as you're ready. You turn open palms. And even I'll just invite us to change the fold of the legs, or you can even choose to relax the joints completely. So either folded legs or outstretched legs. And just take moments to feel. You may like to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Look into how the body is feeling. You can allow the head to completely relax down. How does it feel to release the neck? You can slowly take time to open your eyes when you're ready. Yes, I'm going to invite us into a very gentle bridge. It's going to be our bridge into relaxation. And you may like to place the bolster like centered in your mat. It's a very gentle arch, but it very much helps the nervous system to come down from stress, more into like a relaxation response. So the bolster will be kind of centered in your mat. And depending on the length of your legs, you're going to just have bolsters ready to rest your heels. And it may be nice for me to show you the pose as well before you lie down, then it's easier to see. And also here, it's nice to keep your head kind of neutral so that the neck can relax. So before we lie down, I'll just show us very quickly the posture. You can keep the knees bent as you go into the pose. The heart is lifted on the edge of the bolster. And once your lower back feels quite comfortable, you can choose to keep your knees bent or keep the legs quite active and lifted. So it's a very small bridge, but the heart is a little inverted, and it supports your whole nervous system here just to down regulate. Coming out of the pose, you'll just slide the bolster down, and we'll find our way into a nice relaxation station where we can just relax. Could be nice to have the blanket nearby as well. Okay, so find your comfort. You can keep your knees bent for as long as you need to find your back feeling quite relaxed. Yeah, that's good. Your shoulders and your head will be on the opposite side. If you wanted to shift a little bit, if you bend your knees and your head and shoulders are going to be, so the bolster will come forward, and then you'll just go over the bolster. You can just walk your shoulders onto the other side of the bolster. I can help to bring the blocks closer for you. You can keep going a little bit more. Yeah. There we go. Blocks are there. You can press into the heels if it feels good. So straightening the legs. Yeah, another one is there for you too. You could be in the position if you bend your knees and actually come sitting. Let's move the bolster a little closer. If you, there you go. And then your shoulders will be on the side. So feels good. Yeah. You'll find the bolster will be very much where we've been working. The shoulder blades can gently lift to open the chest and the lungs. Just allow the arms to rest, as the legs will give you strength and energy in the pose. It's a very subtle practice. You'll actually find most of the more subtle yoga poses that we sometimes don't see in the media are the most therapeutic. Just allow this time for the body to unwind and to deeply turn inwards. If you're comfortable to close your eyes, then just gently start this inward journey that yoga supports. We'll feel very connected to the space around us. And in the same moment, we can feel deeply connected to our inner experience, our breath. We can begin to notice with, with kindness, thoughts and emotions will rise and pass. And observe the awareness of yoga, just noticing the body, noticing thoughts, noticing emotions from a place of pure loving awareness. And just feel the breath through the body. If it helps to further relax with exhalations through the mouth. It's also a signal, like this posture, it is arousing the nervous system to tone down. You're switching on the relaxation response as we gently sigh out. Know that as the body and the mind practices to relax, we rejuvenate, we replenish the body and mind, we support longevity.
You can choose to stay for a while in this position if it's comfortable. When you feel ready to shift the bolster down, you can just listen to your body and begin moving the pelvis flat onto the mat. And as you slide the bolster down by your feet, as you warm up for our full relaxation, you can choose to cross your legs onto the bolster just for a few moments to settle the spine. If your blanket is in reach, you can support your neck. It's a nice way to let the neck decompress. Yeah, just make sure you feel warm, you feel comfortable. Through mindful awareness, we can feel very safe in our space. And in each moment, you'd notice thoughts rising and passing. This is a support in our meditation. It's not a distraction. As we notice thoughts, we are aware. And that leads us to come back to the body, come back to the moment, just come back to feeling sensations. And through the body, as we relax, let us cultivate a conscious rhythm of the breath. And we embody a balance of the breath as we rest. You can choose to straighten out your legs when you feel ready for our full release and relaxation. And you allow the arms and the legs to completely turn outwards and open. And let us notice how the core of the body, the spine, the abdominal space, the pelvis, deeply releases as we relax the arms, relax the legs. And we release any holding from the face. Just invite the body to go deeper and deeper, quiet as you exhale. Keeping the spine quite quiet and still. Even the eyes, very passive. We can introduce a few more conscious sighs, a few more fuller in-breaths. And let us connect hands to heart. And just reconnecting with our higher intentions. Let us share our intentions with our loved ones. Let's share our intentions with all beings. I'll invite us to vibrate universal sounds. If you're comfortable, would relax the pelvic diaphragm. The sound ooh relaxes the abdominals. And the closed sound of and feel the resonance all the way into the temples, relaxing the eyes. If you feel comfortable to vibrate, we'll vocalize these universal sounds together. And empty the lungs. And breathing into to vibrate, be comfortable. You can gently begin to move about your hands and your feet slowly. Move about your fingers and your toes, and your wrists and the ankles. And as you feel ready to stretch the body, just quite naturally you can expand and stretch, yawn. It feels good to hug the knees and just massage the lower back. Spend some time on the side of your body, so just laying and resting. Keep the spine and the core of the body grounded. And actually keeps the abdominal pressure quite quiet as you come up from the side of the body nice and slowly. When you're ready, and in the last few moments, I'll just invite a comfortable seat. So you can sit grounded or you can sit supported. You can choose to have your eyes open or closed. Just enjoy moments to welcome the body, welcome the moment as it is, as we listen, as we feel.
Gently allow it to relax.